somebody get in there in the back. Well, again, good morning. Thank you all for coming. I'm honored to be joined today by my fellow Texans as we stand with Governor Abbott and our state leaders as they exercise our state right of self-defense to defend our sovereignty, to protect our citizens, and to enforce the law. As a result of President Biden's failure to secure the border and enforce our laws and provide for a common defense, our nation has experienced an unprecedented and unmitigated humanitarian and security crisis. President Biden and Secretary Mayorkas, despite their ridiculous claims that they have operational control of the border, have surrendered control of our southern border to terrorist drug cartels, and the results have been overwhelming and devastating. And I think it's important to highlight a few. 7 million, record number of people crossing our border illegally from 160 countries. We have a record number of migrants dying as a result of Biden's open border policies, encouraging them to take the dangerous trek. We have apprehended 4 times the previous 5 years combined of people on the terrorist watch list. We have more crime and criminals pouring into our country. Those criminal aliens who were apprehended and convicted of assault, battery, and domestic violence is up 450%, and we've seen a 1,900% increase in those convicted of homicide and manslaughter. And finally, and I think this is what makes the border crisis the most imminent safety and security threat to the United States, the unprecedented invasion by the drug cartels of thousands of pounds of fentanyl, which are killing tens of thousands of our fellow Americans every year and is now the leading cause of death for people in this country age 18 to 45, and we're already on pace to double fentanyl seizures from last year. I think it's important to reiterate some first principles and fundamental rights as it relates to this border crisis. First, the sovereign states created the federal government, not the other way around. When the states entered into that social contract of the Constitution of the United States, they may have ceded some of their authority to the central government, but they didn't surrender their sovereignty. And they didn't enter that relationship lightly or unconditionally. They made sure to include certain safeguards to protect their sovereign powers, especially as it relates to security matters. Article 4, Section 4 guarantees to each and every state the federal government, quote, shall protect them against an invasion. Article 1, Section 10 states that when a state is actually invaded or their citizens are in imminent danger, that state has a right to defend itself. The Constitution is abundantly clear on this matter. When a president fails in his sacred oath to faithfully execute the laws of the land and fails to provide a common defense, states do not have to be passive victims of a failed federal government. I want to close by commending Governor Abbott for taking on the responsibility that this president has abdicated by stopping the chaos, by securing the border, and protecting our citizens. I have a message for our governor of the great state of Texas. Governor Abbott, stay the course. Stand your ground and continue to defend the great state of Texas. You're doing what's right. You're doing what's necessary, and you are exercising your constitutional power and authority as a sovereign state leader. Thank you, Governor, and we are there for you, and we stand with you. Now I want to ask my colleagues to come and share their thoughts on this matter. We'll start with my friend Chip Roy, representing Texas 21. I call him the Thomas Jefferson of the Texas border plan. he had the pen and helped stitch it all together, and it's now become a top priority for our conference, and as we were able to pass H.R. 2. So, Chip Roy, the podium's yours.
Thanks, brother.